So we already know that 66% of salespeople give up after the second no. And we also know that cold prospects take between 5 and 7 contacts to engage with you. So if you can just do the maths on that, we're already down to a very small proportion of people that are investing time to follow up. So why do salespeople give up so quickly on the follow-up? And there's multiple different reasons for it, but the 3 main ones I'd like to speak about today is, the first one is the story we tell ourselves and our own lens that we put on these things. We sit there and think, well, we're badgering the person. We wouldn't like that. This is really, getting desperate now. This is a reputational thing. If they really wanted our product, they would have come back to us by now. But I'd really challenge that the lens that you're potentially putting on the follow-up is your own story, and it's not necessarily their story. They could be on holiday. They could be not getting your emails, not getting your voicemail. You could be leaving a note on the wrong platform for them. They may not be an email person. They may not be a voicemail person. And so 1 or 2 follow-ups isn't really going to cut it for those people. The second reason is that the follow-up, because we're not suggesting you need to email and call them 5 to 7 times, right? We've said that quite clearly. We are not going to do exactly the same follow-up. We are going to make sure it's multi-channeled, but it does require creativity. So if you're emailing and calling in the first instance and then going through a different set of follow-ups, you have to think about what is going to land and what's the best thing. And it's not easy. It's another thing you have to think about in your day. So follow-ups that are done really well are actually done multi-channeled, and we are going to talk about that in a moment. So it requires thinking time and creativity, and that's what can put salespeople off as well, because they don't have the bandwidth to do that perhaps, or they don't have the time. The third and final observation with individuals not following up is just it's a lack of process and discipline. So, some individuals in sales are, the bright, shiny light, and they're flitting around lots of different things, and perhaps they don't have the discipline or the process. I know the easiest thing to say is they don't have the time, but I don't necessarily think it's just about that. I think it's about perhaps they don't prioritize it. And so for me, it's about looking at the prioritization, what's really important, what's important versus urgent, all of that stuff that we've done in previous sessions. I believe that is also one of the key reasons why the follow-up isn't done and it's not prioritized as much as some of the other activities are.